reading wrap up for the month of June. Let's get into it. The book that I finished and the trilogy I finished is The Reckoning. We are with Chloe, and she is supposedly somewhere safe, found her friends, and things start stirring up in this house, and friends become enemies, and they end up having to only trust one another, and a love interest is going on in this as well. Just when they thought they were safe, they aren't. I think this is a great teen trilogy for young teenagers to read if they are slowly getting into reading and into the scenes of fantasy, anything that has to do with magic. 3 stars, only because it is a teen book. The second book I finished is a new favorite author I've discovered while reading Stardust Thief, which the second book is The Ashfire King. Now, Chelsea takes us in a deep dive of the Jinn world, and 2 humans end up falling into the Jinn world for their own safety. They come across a fight for the human world as well as saving the Jinns and their world. And they meet up with a queen. There is a slow burn love interest between the Midnight Merchant and someone in here, not going to say who. And there's a magic carpet ride. I'm sold. This book was really, really well written and action-packed. New discoveries of Jinns and what they really are. This was definitely a whole new world for me. And the third book to this, because I thought this was the last one, it actually comes out in April, year 2027. Don't miss out if you haven't read this yet. Highly recommend it. I gave this one a 4 stars. The Stardust Thief I gave 5, but still really well worth the read. Unbecoming of Mara Dyer. She wakes up in a hospital, not knowing what happened, how she got there, where is her best friend, and her person of interest that she liked. They all did not make it. It was just her who supposedly survived, and we go on a journey with Mara into a new town, a new state with her family, and we get to see kind of what's going on. I'm still unsure. I finished the first book, it left on a cliffhanger, and this book kind of takes you by surprise in a little bit of like, is she really seeing this, or is this just in her head? And that's where the kind of like the dialect of confusion comes into play with me with this book. I'm going to keep on reading because I do want to know what happens to her and the person she ends up dating. There's more to unpack. Probably 3.5 stars, so I'll see what happens in the next one. These Violent Delight. I'm still finishing this, so this will be done in the month of July. I'm doing the audio and don't recommend it. No offense, but I'm giving this book 1 star. I just want to finish it. I won't be purchasing the second one. I'm not interested. I should have read the back. I don't understand the hype of this book, but definitely not for me. But if it is something you're interested in, we are dealing with 2 gang rivals, Julia and Roma, and they both used to date. She comes back into town and things start stirring up. This is kind of a takeoff, honestly, of Romeo and Juliet. There's a lot of guns and there's gangs. So there's a lot of kind of like gun violence. Not for me. Don't really care for it. But what's hurting people in the city is actually some kind of monster in the water. There are some kind of bugs and they're kind of getting into the people and they end up hurting themselves to death, along with 2 family gang rivals thinking that it's the other side hurting each side. So like that's how the war keeps on going. But Roma and Julia end up working together trying to discover what's really going on before it becomes a full-blown out war between both of their families. So if you really like this, something you're interested in, go for it. Definitely not for me. The last book I did not get to finish, so I will be starting that the month of July. Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I kind of started it and I am loving this book. Hilarious. I can't wait to dive more deeper into this and see what happens to poor Carlo and Princess Donut. Follow along with me for the month of July for this book. That is a wrap for my June reading wrap up. Till next time. Bye.